get a couple of vital statistics out of the way to begin with. First of all, my age. I'm 75 years old. Thank you for that. I'm just curious, was that applause for me being 75, or the possibility that you might see somebody actually die up here tonight? Stick around, you might get your wishes. This could be your night anyway. Oh, just more. There it is. Okay. All right. Financially, I'm doing okay. I have a retirement pension. And also I have my monthly Social Security check, which, by the way, I cashed on the way over here tonight on the bus. You know, in this economy, it's a little bit difficult to keep making ends meet, particularly in retirement, so I decided I'd like to go out and find a part-time job. And I'm very happy to report tonight that I did find one. You are now looking at the new official greeter at the medical marijuana clinic in Hillcrest. Anyway, that's me. It's kind of, my first day at work was kind of weird. First client came through the door in the morning, so I said, "Hi," and he says, "Not yet. I'm working on it." But when you think about it, it's actually a pretty good job for somebody like myself. I'm a grandfather, and the clients of the clinic, you know, they like grandfathers. They like what they know, the three basic things that grandfathers have. Number one, we are not judgmental. Number two, we also understand short-term memory loss. But the third thing, the most important, is we generally always have snacks with us. That's important. If there is an Achilles heel that I have in finances, it's household budgets. I know nothing about household budgets, which is why my wife has taken over that job for us. Bless her heart, she does all the checking, and she does the bank deposits and pays the bills and so forth. And I always make sure that I tell her how much I appreciate her doing that for us. Which is why I don't understand how she could get so upset with me when she found out recently that I had her audited. Well, you know, I have a good reason for doing that. See, my wife has a new love in her life. It's called the Home Shopping Network. You familiar with this thing? Yeah, I am. I didn't know much about it until all of a sudden we had all these packages showing up at our front door. For a while there, I thought she was moonlighting as a personal shopper for Lady Gaga. I didn't know what was going on. And I can tell you how bad it's really gotten. We are, our UPS driver, he's now in our will. But what really broke it for me, and the thing that caused the camel's back to break with me, was when the last thing she ordered came in. And she said to me when it arrived, she said, "Well, you know how it is here in San Diego with all these power outages, brownouts, blackouts. And you remember last year when we had one of them, we were in the dark for 4 hours." I said, "I remember that, but I'd still like to know where you're going to put that George Foreman diesel generator." My health is good, but well, I still have an old nagging injury that I sustained while serving our country in the United States Navy. It was not a life-threatening injury, by the way, but you know, it still bothers me every time I hear a towel snap. As you might know, healthcare is kind of important to people my age. So that's why I joined one of these health maintenance organizations, Kaiser Permanente. We're this group, Kaiser Permanente. By the way, I looked it up. I found out that permanente is actually an old Spanish word that loosely translated means, yes, we have doctors, no, you can't see one. No, it's true. I called up to make my very first appointment with them, and I said to the woman on the phone, I said, "Which doctor am I going to see?" She says, "You're not going to see a doctor. You're going to see a physician's assistant." A physician's assistant. I thought, wonderful. Now I get to turn my head and cough for some guy's caddy. I've got to tell you about this. This is true. Earlier this week, I had, speaking of healthcare, I had eye surgery. I had cataract surgery on this right. It was on Tuesday. Anybody had that procedure? Well, here's what happens: is I didn't know this, but one of these side effects is an itching eye. And so when the next day I called the doctor, I said, "My eye itches." He said, "Oh, don't rub it." He said, "Just wink like this and a few times, and it'll go away." So I said, "Okay." Yesterday, I'm downtown San Diego, walking up C Street, and boy, started to itch. So here I am giving it this, you know. Going down the street. 3 women stopped me and asked me if I was running for mayor. Poor old Bob Fellner, you know. But don't feel too sorry for him. I think he's going to be he's going to be okay, I think. I don't know if you know this, but next week his new book is going to hit the bookstores. The travel book is called Paris on $5,000 a Day. Technology, in my generation, again, another issue with us. You know, particularly with me. I mean, you're looking at a guy who's still trying to figure out how Etch-a-Sketch works. But I finally broke down, and I got a cell phone. And I have to admit, these are pretty amazing devices. And I got one that's both a phone and a camera. Don't tell me I'm not cutting edge. But there's a problem with the camera. You see, the button for the phone is right next to the button for the camera. In case any of you are interested in seeing them, I now have 158 pictures of my right ear. I wanted to tell our son back in Indiana about me getting the cell phone, so I just called him and tell him. So I punched in his number and nothing happened. Oh, I forgot the area code, so I punched the area code and the number, still nothing happened. Oh yeah, you got to hit that button that says call. That's when I realized I was holding the TV remote. I thought it was funny too until I looked at that pay-per-view screen. It said I now own 600 copies of something called Medea Goes to Jail. Well, that's where it goes. But I wanted to watch movies on my computer. I'll tell you why I found out about this is I ride the trolley a lot, and I see young people, particularly students, who got their laptop computers, and they all are watching movies. And I thought, now, wouldn't that be cool? I'd love to have something like that. So I called our family expert in computers, our 12-year-old grandson. You got one too, huh? Anyway, and I told him what I'd like to do, and he said, oh, that's easy, Grandpa. You just need an app for that. I love the kid, but I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I took a 2-hour nap, and I still can't get through it. My name is Tom Dean, and I thank you for your time.